AACT and a member of the strategy team of ACT. We now turn to the candidates for County Executive. Would you please come? Before tonight, we met face to face with you to share who we are and what we're about. We have pledged to work with you and have asked you to commit to working with ACT.
Good evening. My name is Reverend Dr. Heather Shortledge, and I am from First Presbyterian Church of Annapolis. And I am also on the strategy team of ACT. We have been working really hard, friends, for 2 years to build this new power organization in Anne Arundel County. And we have worked diligently and slowly so that we are building an organization that will last. We want to be around for generations. We want our children and our grandchildren to be leaders in ACT when we are long gone. We are going to be here for this election. We are going to be here for the next election. And we are going to be here for every election after. We have invited our candidates for county executive to be here tonight at the launch. We have informed them of the ground rules in advance, which both have agreed to, and we have 3 questions to ask them, and then afterwards each will have 2 minutes to speak.
We also need you to remember that ACT never endorses political candidates. We are political, but nonpartisan. We do, however, invite political candidates to endorse our agenda. And you both need to know that there's one question we have never asked any of these folks who are in the room and the people we've met to talk with, and we never will. We never ask them what political party they're in because we don't care. This is the ACT party right here. So our 3 questions for you tonight. If it ain't the Lord, don't answer. For you tonight. Will you commit to working with ACT? That in part means that you will commit to solutions-oriented meetings with ACT on a quarterly basis. And finally,
when you come across issues that need organized money and organized power to help solve, will you come to us, to ACT, and reach out to us and engage us to help bring systemic change to Anne Arundel County?
You'll answer the questions, and then we'll give you each 2 minutes to speak.
Thank you, Pastor. I'm County Executive Steuart. Good evening to all of you. I'm running for re-election, and the answers are yes, yes, and yes. Thank you.
Steuart Pittman, running for county executive. I do. Yes.
Mr. Pittman and Mr. Schuh, we are grateful that you have come and taken time out of your campaign schedule to be here tonight. As we agreed upon earlier, you will have 2 minutes to speak to the crowd that is gathered here tonight, 1,115 people and then some. By a coin toss that was witnessed by our strategy team earlier, Mr. Pittman will speak first. And because we are a community that holds ourselves accountable, which means we are respectful of people's time, we start on time, we end on time, we will be timing you. 2 minutes.
Thank you. When I drove up here, about a half a mile from here, I could see the traffic. And for me, this created a wave of emotion. And the reason for that is that I spent 9 years trying to do what you have done as a community organizer. I did it in Chicago and Iowa. I came back, I worked for National Low Income Housing Coalition, ACORN, and it was very difficult work. And we never produced anything like this. This is unbelievable. Anne Arundel County is the 23rd wealthiest county in the United States of America. And we have a great economy. Revenues to the county are increasing by about $50 million a year. But I read in the paper 2 weeks ago that 1/3 of our population in this county does not make enough money to afford the basic necessities of life. So as county government, if we ignore that fact, we're not doing our job. And my job, if I'm elected, is to solve problems. Your job, you have said, is to build power to solve problems. So I find it a little ironic that if I get elected, you're probably going to come protest at my office to try to hold me accountable, and I want you to hold me accountable. And the only way that you hold me accountable is if you hold each other accountable the way you did when you committed to turn people out for this meeting and you succeeded. So I know that you're going to succeed in holding me accountable. Anne Arundel County is one of the only counties in Central Maryland that does not have a set-aside when developers build housing for affordable units. And we've got to do it. We've got to have a housing trust fund, and that's one of my top issues, along with education and many others. And I see the zero coming, so I'm going to hand over the mic. Thank you so much for coming.
Good evening again, and I want to thank ACT for bringing us all together and for the steering committee's work to identify 6 critical issues that Anne Arundel County faces today. I want to touch on each of them very quickly. First is housing, one of the most basic needs that every human being has. We are working very hard to improve our entire stock of public housing and to encourage rehabilitation of private, affordable housing throughout Anne Arundel County. Education. Most important responsibility of county government. We've launched the largest school construction effort in county history to develop smaller schools where children are known and nurtured, where they are not just numbers. Transportation, critical. We've hired the first ever transportation officer in Anne Arundel County, Ramon Robinson, who has reconfigured our bus networks to make sure that low-income people can get to job centers and be successful in their economic lives. Immigration. We've instituted a policy to prevent our community police from being involved in any way in immigration enforcement. Our immigration efforts are limited entirely to the jail, where we work to identify people who are in the jail already who have committed other serious crimes so that they can be deported from our country and not hurt anyone else. Gun violence, a three-part crisis. Too many guns. I support the red flag law to keep guns out of the hands of people who are violent. It is a cultural crisis. We have to respect life and value our brothers and sisters, each and every one of us. And it is a mental health crisis, which brings us to priority 6 that the steering committee identified. Mental health and addiction. 70,000 people suffering from mental health problems. We are expanding services. 25,000 people suffering from opiate addiction. So much suffering, so much heartbreak. We are expanding services to help people suffering to get back on their feet and regain their lives. Thank you again for having me tonight.
And Mr. Pittman for speaking to us tonight. Hey, ACT, by my watch, we are only about an hour and 15 minutes old. All right? And we have just had these 2 gentlemen stand up here and agree to work with us. Well done. The person holding the highest elected office in this county will be working with ACT in the months to come. And that is good work, especially after a week like we've had, a partisan week where people have picked sides and huddled up with people that think exactly the same things that they do. Tonight we are doing something different. This is not about